Hey, what's up and welcome to a new 10 questions. And this week in the studio we have Trance from France, Monsieur Ferry Tayle. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We have 10 questions for you submitted through Instagram, I think, and YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. So let's just dive in straight away. I haven't looked at them yet, so I'm not sure if they're going to be difficult or easy. So we just have to dive in and see how it goes. Trency Aclopedia wants to know, what do you prefer, USB or vinyl?
Vinyl by far.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I don't know. It's weird what I'm going to say, but you feel more connected with the vinyl because you can touch sort of the music. And the thing is, even if it's enjoyable to play with USB, but you can really prepare your set, see the keys, see when the drop is coming, when the break. And while the vinyls, you can guess a little bit, but you can't really prepare. You have to pick the vinyls how it comes when you play randomly. And that's the fun of it.
And yeah, I think you have to have more knowledge of the tunes that you're playing also, right? You have to...
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think it's interesting because when was the last time you played with a vinyl?
Actually, a few months ago, I played for. I've done a Fables festival, right? I was remember. Yeah, I played a Fables festival on Twitch, and I've done a 1 hour back to back with my good friend Stonks, with who I released my first track. Mm-hmm. He has my entire vinyls collection because he has some space at his place, and he has an amazing booth, so it's more easy. And then I played vinyls as well for the Thrill Seekers.
Okay.
I enjoyed. I never had vinyls playing at home and turntables, and I think about actually buying some. A friend of me gave me some, and now I'm trying to collect vinyls again. A little bit like you, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I heard.
I've been looking at Steve, the Thrill Seekers. I've been looking at his Instagram and stuff like that, and the amounts of vinyls that he buys, and he gets such good deals. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to search everywhere here on Marktplaats. We have it's a website called eBay. I'm trying to find every vinyl there is. Otherwise, I just use Discos, to be honest. But I also bought a pair of players, again, this lockdown as well. The Pioneer ones, check it out. They are really nice.
Are really good?
Yeah, they're really good. So, but if you have to look back to, well, you've been in the music scene as long as I have. Your first international gig, was that with vinyl as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you think about how that was, then you're like, okay, let's not do that again.
I never missed at all, carrying 100 kilos of vinyls.
Oh, the stretch marks on your... Oh my God. Anyway.
Plus the extra cost on the plane.
Always a struggle at the desk. You're like, sir, you have to check that in. You're like, no, I don't want to check in my vinyls. What if they get lost? So thank God we have USBs, to be honest. But vinyl is nostalgia. It sounds warm.
It's something special, yeah.
Last thing about the vinyl, because we went way too deep into this one. Are you considering to release new music on vinyl as well, like Activa does or like the Thrill Seekers do?
Yeah, with FSOE and Fables, we were thinking about probably my next album or something special on Fables. But yeah, it's something we're thinking about now because people love vinyls again, so it's cool.
Yeah, because you can touch it, it's tangible, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question, Eluna69 Luca. What music do you like listening besides trance?
Scoring tracks, like music from film a lot.
Okay.
Which is very inspiring. And then I'm very diverse. Can be into Ed Sheeran, Dua Lipa, Metallica. It's really a wide range of music.
Do you listen to French music as well?
I used to, but to be honest, there's enough. Yeah, I mean, the good French music for me now is a little bit gone. So I left a little bit the French music, but there are still some good tracks out there.
And what would you like? What is your go-to album when you sit on an airplane?
Good question. Which one I had recently? Justice.
Justice?
Yeah, Justice.
That's French.
Yeah, that's French. Yeah, the latest album they released, it's a sort of blend mix of live version, but recording in studio because they couldn't tour too much as well. So it's their live act, but recording into a sort of studio. So it's really good.
I have to check that out. Ale Selland wants to know, what is your favorite track on your latest Fables?
Meta and Glide Renaissance by far, which is for me, and not BS because it's Fables. I would say the same if it was another label, but which is for me one of the best trance track ever written.
Okay, why?
You have everything: the energy, the emotion. It grabs you in the break, and the euphoria you have on the drop. Every time I play it, every time I listen to it on the drop, I just want to scream as hard as I can because it really gets the feelings from inside.
That's the essence of trance, right?
Exactly.
And well, looking at your set list that you played on A State of Trance, there's a little something in there from Meta and Glide.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say anything more about that. Nadine3_7 wants to know, what was the track that got you into trance?
Rank 1 Airwave.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually, I was watching MTV in my room, and there I had this ads for Inner City back then, and all these lasers, and then this track, Rank 1 Airwave, and I was like, wow, what is this track? I mean, I never had so much feelings from a track. Plus, combined with the laser, it's really in your face. And I remember the day after, I ran to my record shop, and I said, I have these tracks, I couldn't record it, so I have to describe and say, can you find it? Because he knew my taste, and he ordered a couple of vinyls, and I listened to it, said, not this, not this, not this. And then one day, randomly, I had a compilation, I think it was a Tala compilation, and I listened to this track, which I didn't know was Rank 1 Airwave, and I said, yeah, this is it, order this track, I want it. And it's probably the most track I've played on vinyls,
Yeah, but then we have to go back to vinyl again. I remember when I went to sets of Armin or Chesto, they would play songs for a year before they got released, and you would know them by heart by listening to live sets like that. You would go to a record shop, and you would just, a year later, after you hear them for the first time, suddenly you would play a pre-listen of vinyl. You're like, oh, it's this track.
It's this track, yeah. That feeling is unbelievable. And I remember actually seeing Rank 1 live in Utrecht. And when they played Rank 1, this was the first time I had tears in my eyes.
With 950?
It was, I think it was for Trance Energy in 2002.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was.
And then Armin played it in 2003 or 4 as well.
I was there as well.
Dutch Force remix.
2002.
This is when we met for the first time.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Next question. Jay Fultor wants to know, how do you find working with Ali and Philo?
Working with Fadi, everybody who met Fadi once knows the character, so it's really cool to work with Fadi. Actually, all the track we've done was pretty quick. Nubia, I sent the IDs, and a few hours after, I get an email said track done. I was like, wow.
Okay.
And Napoleon was the same. I mean, literally, Napoleon happened like this. Fadi, we were touring on it together, and say, it would be cool if you do a follow-up of Nubia. I say, yeah, up for it, man. I'm going home, write some IDs, and I'll send it to you, no worries. And I went home, went in the studio, by night, work on this melody, which everybody knows now, and send it to Fadi, and 3 hours later, track was done.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was that fast. Holy shit.
I mean, it can be really, really fast when you feel
I guess
inspiring.
when you're in the right spot, and when you get a nice part that you can play around with yourself, then you're inspired and you just want to finish it. I guess that's nice, man. And also, of course, Fables is under the wings of Future Sound of Egypt as well.
Yeah, that was actually we didn't expect that because Fadi wanted to bring a little bit more uplifting, less banging than FSOE itself. And as we used to play a lot together, Dan and me, he said, why you guys do a label, which is uplifting, a little bit what Junabit did back then as well, this kind of sounds combined with what you guys are doing. And say, let's do it. And now 4 years after, Fables doing well. 200 episodes.
Yeah, we play a lot of this stuff on there.
And thank you so much for your support on the
label. It was also nice to hear the Sean Thijs mix of the first release, actually, not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to have Sean on it because we were thinking about doing a remix for Vona. And I know Sean loved so much the original, but I didn't know that FSOE actually asked Sean to do the remix. They say, "Oh, Sean is doing the remix." I go, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And this track is special because it was it was the launch of Fables. And for me, it's more special because I was in hospital for a very bad surgery, back surgery, and it became number one on Beatport the day I woke up. So something
that
special.
brings back. Yeah, that's definitely special. Tom Evans 96 wants to know, how do you find your recent set at European Spaceport?
Well, I'm working there. I mean, it's one of my customers, so I get the chance to get there, and it's a very unique place. And I thought, during the pandemic, I said, when I saw the Circle doing all these things in the magic place, but unfortunately not trance yet, I said,
well, not trance,
like uplifting trance,
we can have a total different discussion about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, trance, but different trance of what we play. And so I thought, looking all my other friends doing it in an amazing place, I said, I need to do something like this, because in my mind, trance, it's the best music for actually putting in the light someplace, because it's an entire show. It's a visual show, natural visual show, and the music fits very well for this kind of place. And I said, working for them, let's get the chance to ask them if they would be up for it. And I didn't know what to expect, because I know it's out of the comfort zone for them. But yeah, they were pretty excited about it.
Because I can imagine they have like secrecy on certain spots on that station there as well.
Yes, you need a lot of authorizations, because it's, even if you can visit it actually for free if you want to go, it's still one of the most classified sites of France. Even if it's French Guiana, it's a little state between Brazil and Suriname. But you need a lot of authorization, and actually the defense ministry must actually check your footage to be sure that you're not showing something that is not allowed. So thinking about all these conditions, I thought maybe it would be hard to do it, but then I talked to them. They were pretty excited by the project. That took a year to work on for a couple of reasons, but we ended doing it, and it was something very extraordinary for me.
You have to check it out, and so you can find it on your YouTube channel.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Check it out. It's an amazing stream, I promise you.
Thank you.
Bassi Gracie wants to know, where do you mainly find your inspiration for your productions?
Actually, it really depends. Could be a track, could be a moment in life, could be a feeling at the moment when you're just trying some sound. Sometimes just the sound itself is inspiring. When I open a plugins and just play randomly, like, ooh, it touches the feelings a little bit, and and then I try to develop something against this, around this, not against, around this. So this is how I find my inspiration. But it could be, I can go out of the studio and hear a sound and immediately have some of ideas that come into my mind, and I just can't wait to jump on my laptop or in the studio to write the track. Do you sometimes have those moments where you're like, I need to capture this, and then you have to run to your computer, so you just make sure that you don't forget them? It happened. Happened as well that I dreamed about some chords, and I woke up and I actually wrote down the
Really?
Yeah, the chords. I'm a terrible singer, so I can't take my phone and say record a melody, because I would probably not be able to recreate it because it will sound so wrong, or at least far from my ideas in my head. So, but yeah, it happens. I've had it a couple of times that I recorded it with my voice, and then when you're recording it, you really hear it in your head, and then like a few days later, you listen to the melody, like, what is I trying to sing? It's unbelievably bad. Anyways, Eon1453 wants to know, what else can we expect from you in the rest of 2021? I'm still releasing few tracks. I try to keep every 2 months to release new tracks and new collaboration as well. We mentioned it before, one we've done, which is going to be the follow-up of Bona. It's been a while after 4 years.
Yeah.
And
Authentic just came out, of course.
Yeah, and I'm going to I'm working already on some new albums, which I promised myself that I'm not going to take years to do it. And here we go.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. I've said to myself in 2014 when I released The Wither that Yeah, the next one, 2016. Here we go, 2021.
Still not there.
Still not there. Some ideas. But the problem is, like, I love so much music that every time I listen, especially during this pandemic, I had a lot of times to listen to some other genre of music and other genre of trance music. And or deep house or progressive house, doesn't matter what label you put on a style.
Anything melodic, basically.
Yeah, everything melodic. And I was, I want to do this, and then I get in diverse path, and I'm getting lost sometimes on it because I don't know. Because every time I hear something that really like catch me, I'm like, I want to do this, and
how many unfinished projects did you create this year?
To be honest, I checked few days ago because I wanted to organize a little bit my work. I probably have like 50 to 60, if not even more.
Oh my god!
But sometimes it's just like bass and kick, and just like the groove.
Just ideas,
sometimes just the mellow, sometimes just the pads with different sounds. So yeah, it's
enough to work on. That's for sure.
It's enough, but enough to trash as well. You know this moment when you walk along like all over the night on a truck and you wake up and you say,
it's
really
terrible.
Did this?
Yeah, I know. I've had that many times. But it also happens sometimes that you work on something at night and in the morning it sounds really bad. But a year later, you check it again, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So we just have to be patient with some projects, I guess. Next question. Laura Willis wants to know, how excited are you to start playing in front of a live audience again?
I'm super excited, but it's super scary as well because almost like a year and a half, for example, playing in front of a crowd. I don't know. The feeling will be very emotional for sure. And yeah, as I want always to be a perfectionist and do the right and the good job, I might be stressed as well. I mean, it's like almost starting from scratch.
It is. Let me tell you. So a few weeks ago, I had my first show, Luminosity, together with Marcus Schultz. And the funny thing is that it felt like playing for the first time in my life because all of my USBs were out of date. Like the last time I exported something was 2020 in March when I played my last show in Montreal. And that means all the tunes after that were not edited. They were not mashed up. They were not in my system yet. So for that show, I needed to prepare for so long. And then the day came for my first show. I couldn't find my earplugs because I didn't have any ear protection for 1.5 years, something like that. And my headphones had my old logo on it. So I needed to put stickers on it. So there was this whole list of things that just occurred because we didn't play for 1.5 years.
Yeah, you almost have to do a checklist of what to do. Even coming for the show, I was not even sure to remember how to plug a USB key on the player.
Another problem I had is because normally on tour you would have all your tunes on your laptop and you would export it. But since I've been only playing my Twitch streams from my desktop, I didn't have any of the tunes on my laptop either. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to be if we're going to have international shows. Do you have anything planned?
Yeah, I have Luminosity coming. I've got Dreamstate coming. I have a little gig in my own town, Strasbourg, coming, and some other that we're just talking about in North America as well. Because it seems that this is where things started again, and I'm pretty excited.
That's true.
But it's actually really big gigs to start off after a year, so the pressure is high. That's
awesome, though. To be honest, it was very emotional to play. That's what I told you earlier as well, to play Lose Yourself, one of my tunes, for the first time in front of a crowd. And there was people in the crowd from my Discord community and my Twitch community. And to play that loud for the first time, and they were there in the crowd singing along, that was pulling some heartstrings, man. I was about to like... Anyway.
But it's deserved for the track.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna be if you outside of the Netherlands for me. Then, last question already. Studio OFS wants to know. This is the hardest question I can ask any producer. Which one of your tracks is your favorite?
It's the hardest one because it's like babies. You can't join your favorite babies or favorite child. So, and especially after 15 years, I've got a lot of a child now.
Yeah.
So, I'm split between the collab with Ali Nubia, Ali Mfila, and Live for Tomorrow with Betsy, because before working with Betsy, I'm a huge fan of her anyway. So I'm really a fanboy even when I met her. And so Live for Tomorrow, I think Live for Tomorrow, it's the most, it's my favorite one.
So that's also the first tune that's going to be on your USB key when you're going to play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it wasn't too bad, I think, these 10 questions.
Definitely not at all.
They were kind for you. Thank you so much for your time and answering these questions.
Thanks for having me, really appreciate it.
And that's it for this 10 questions. Thank you so much for watching.